Now, I know we've all heard the advice, always have a backup plan, and on the surface, it sounds like wisdom. But what if I tell you your backup plan could be the reason your plan A, your main plan, never takes off? My favorite thing about getting older is change. I love the idea that 10 years from now, I'll be a completely different person from who I am currently. I mean, I'll still be hot and sexy, obviously, but like certain things about me would have changed. Because even now, as a 28-year-old, there are so many things I used to like doing that I don't do anymore. And there are so many things I did not used to like that I kind of like doing now. Let's take, for example, my interests have changed. I no longer enjoy the kind of movies I used to watch. And it got to a point where I started feeling like, could it be, the directors, the producers, are they making rubbish movies? What is the problem? But then I realized I was the common denominator in all of the movies I was watching. Like, all of these movies cannot be bad. Everybody cannot be lying. I have to be the problem. And one thing about change is that, okay, if, for example, you're trying to be a better person and then you tell yourself, oh, I need to let go of certain habits or certain things I used to do, that's a different case. Do you understand? But in my own case, it's more like it's not intentional. I just find out that I don't like these things anymore. They don't excite me as much. They don't give me as much satisfaction or happiness I used to get from doing them. And so these days I've been branching off into other things. It's strange to say, but I know I've said it here before that I love reading books. I love reading novels especially. When it comes to self-help books, I zone out. But right now, as I'm sitting here talking to you, I actually love self-help books. And I'm not reading those books because it's like, oh, I want to be a better person, I want to improve my life. I'm reading them because I'm actually enjoying it. Like, I enjoy reading it. I find it interesting. And I just finished one, and in my brain it's like, what's the next book I can get to? Not even the novels, they don't excite me anymore. I get bored because it's like every time it's the same romance. The boy and the girl, they hate each other, then they fell in love, then they quarrel, then they came back. Always the same thing, and I just think I'm completely over it. So for now, self-help books have been getting all of my attention. And not just that, I've also been getting into documentaries, although I think that is still like unfamiliar territory to me. So please guys, put me on to your favorite ones. If you've seen any documentary, anyone at all, just let me know and I will decide on if I want to watch it. Because even my taste now, it has expanded. I'm no longer just centered on like the things I was centered on before. Like, I've branched out. Now I care about animals. Growing up, like, I didn't used to like watching Nat Geo Wild. Nat Geo Wild was one of my dad's favorite TV channel. I didn't used to enjoy watching it. I just used to watch with him. But now, like, I want to know about animals. Like, I'm learning so many facts, but let's not get distracted. Let's not get into that. In today's video, before we even get into the video proper, I want to share with you a story from one of the documentaries I'm currently watching. So I did read a brief story about Julius Caesar, and it got my attention, and I said to myself, you know what, I want to know more about this man. And since I went on that quest, on that journey, I've learned so many things about him. Julius Caesar is someone I always used to know. Like, I just know the name Julius Caesar. I didn't even know he was the one behind that saying, Veni Vidi Vici, I came, I saw, I conquered. But he's the one. There are so many amazing, are they really amazing? But there are so many things I can tell you about him from my little research. But for the purpose of this video, there's just one particular story I want to talk to you guys about. Julius Caesar was a Roman general and statesman who was known for his ambition and power. Before he became Rome's most powerful leader, he spent years building his reputation as a fearless commander. Now, in 49 BC means before Christ, to tell you how long ago this was, the Roman Senate ordered Julius Caesar to disband his army and return to Rome as a private man. Now, Julius Caesar knew taking that decision meant risking his power and, most importantly, risking his life. Imagine being against the government for how many years, fighting against them, and all of a sudden they call you and they say, you know what, we want to forgive you for everything you've done, but just come without your people, come and be like a normal citizen. That was what they told Julius Caesar. He had to make a decision, and he decided he was going to cross to Rome with his army. When he got to the Rubicon River, now the Rubicon River is the boundary between Italy and Rome. Crossing that river means he has declared an act of war against Rome. And at that point, you need to make a decision. Should we proceed or should we go back? Now, before they crossed the river, eyewitness said, I wasn't there. Now wait till they talk and they tell you. Eyewitness said he paused and then he said, the die is cast. And with that word, he ordered all of his soldiers to burn all the ships they came with. I mean, all the ships that brought them from wherever they were down to that Rubicon River, he ordered them to burn each and every one of them down. And his message was clear. It meant no retreat, no surrender. He needed all of his soldiers to be at their best. He didn't want any of them to feel like, oh, if something goes wrong, we can run away or we can hide somewhere. Him saying burn the ship, it's not just, oh, just burn it. It did something to their mentality. It did something to their morale. It made them realize that at this point there is no going back. It's either I kill somebody or I'm killed, because there's literally no escape route. There's no way for us to go back to where we're coming from. That is what that single decision of burning the ship did to his soldiers. That decision gave his soldiers total focus and commitment, and it ultimately led them to victory. One thing you can always count on me for is having a backup plan, and a backup for my backup, and another backup for my backup. And in my head, I thought it meant I was well grounded. It meant I was prepared if something was to go wrong. But the truth is, there is no journey you will embark on in life that you're 100% sure is going to be smooth sailing. There would always be challenges. There would always be difficulties. So guess what? When those challenges came up, I'll just move on to plan B. And when plan B gets difficult, I would move on to plan C. Having a backup plan gives you that confidence that if something should go wrong, if something should fail, you have something else to fall back on. But the thing is, if you're already thinking failure, like this journey that you're just starting, you've already started telling yourself that if I fail, this is what I will quickly do. Like, where is that success supposed to come from? Where is that drive, that zeal to really follow after your dream? Where is it supposed to come from when you're already saying, if I fail, this is what I'm going to do? Now, contrary to what we think, plan B is not protection. You saying, oh, I have a backup plan, this is what I'll do. If my career as a YouTuber does not work, I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It is not protection. Rather, it is permission. Permission to give up when it gets hard. And the second you keep that escape hatch open, you stop fighting for your dreams like your life depends on it. Now, having a backup plan, it kills urgency, it fuels procrastination, and it makes you half committed to your goals. You are no longer fighting for your dreams like your life depends on it, because obviously it doesn't. You've already told yourself, if this one does not work, this is the next one I'll do. So how are you supposed to fight for it like, your life depends on it? Now, even though plan B may feel like safety to you, what it's really doing to you is killing your future self, because you learn to replace something you're passionate about with something you're comfortable doing. This job doesn't stress me, it pays my bills, I don't have to worry about anything, I don't have to do too much, I don't have to make lots of decisions. You're slowly killing your passion and replacing it with your love for comfort. It replaces excellence with mediocrity, because no matter what you do, no matter how hard you work, you will never be better at something than someone who was made for that position. And the thing is, when you decide to play it safe, you decide to have a plan B, you decide to follow your plan B, you may never experience spectacular failure. Like, you would never have the opportunity to stand in front of a podium to sing to a crowd of people, and then all of a sudden you find out you can't hit that note you were hitting in your house. You would never have the opportunity to stand in front of a stage and lose your train of thought or forget what you're supposed to say when you are making a speech. Those things would never happen to you, because you are playing it safe, you're being comfortable, you're doing what you're comfortable doing and not what you're passionate about. So you may never experience spectacular failure, you may never disgrace yourself, you may never embarrass yourself, you may never post videos you find cringe online for people to laugh at. But the thing is, you also would not have spectacular success, because there are people who are made for that position you're trying to force yourself in. There are people who live and breathe that particular thing. That's their calling, that's their passion. So you would never win over them. So that's just it. When you're not doing something you're passionate about, you will fail, you'll still be okay, the job would still be paying your bills, you still have food to eat, you still have a roof over your head, but you would never get to that success in life that would make you feel fulfilled as an individual. I want to say finding my purpose helps me lock in on my no plan B mindset. But what really did it for me was getting to a place in life where it felt like I had hit rock bottom. In fact, let me not even say it felt like it was literally rock bottom. I was at the bottom of the ocean. Don't worry, we're going to get into all of that another time. But I literally got to a place where I felt like I had nothing, and so I had no other option. Like, I literally had to fall back to myself. I had to fall back to my first love, which is makeup. I started doing makeup as far back as, I think I took makeup seriously from like 2016 when I left Madonna. That's when I really fell in love with makeup. I'd spend all of my money on makeup products. I would spend my time watching videos at home. You'd see me with a full face beat, like I'm not even going anywhere. So getting to that place where it's like I didn't have anything, else. I had to fall back to, myself. I had to fall back to makeup. I had to fall back to the place where I feel safest, where I feel most comfortable, where I feel most happy, which is just sitting in front of a camera and talking to you. So that is something that really helped me in locking in my no plan B mindset. Now, I'm not saying that you should live your life recklessly with no plans, but before you decide to have a backup plan for your dream, before you decide to have a backup plan for how you want to live the rest of your life, you need to ask yourself why. Why do I want a backup plan? Why do I think this might not work? Is it because I'm not confident enough in my abilities, or is it because I just don't want this thing as badly as I think I do? When there's no safety net, every step matters. You cannot afford to coast. You start to see obstacles as puzzles you have to solve. When setbacks come, when challenges come, instead of you seeing it as, oh, okay, maybe I should try something else, you find a way to adapt. Let's say, for example, your business, you're having issues with deliveries, your customers are complaining. Instead of you to quit and say, this delivery problem, I cannot solve it, so be like, I go give up. Why not channel your energy into finding a way to make it work? Like I said already, there is no smooth sailing. There is nothing you want to do in this life that problems would not come. So instead of jumping from one to the other, when these challenges come, find a way to adapt. If you have to go back to the drawing board, if you have to re-strategize, if you even have to take a break, there is no problem. But over here, we're not giving up. We're not moving on to plan B simply because plan A is a little bit too difficult. No, we're not doing that over here. Not on my watch. I need you to stop pouring your best energy on what if I fail. I need you to focus your energy, your time, your creativity, your talent. Put it into making sure your plan A works. Your brain is wired for efficiency, not success. This is something I used to hear people say a lot, but I really did not understand it until now. Once your subconscious knows there is a backup, you unconsciously reduce the energy you put into plan A. Psychologists call this the goal shielding effect. Your brain protects you from wasting effort on one goal by shifting focus to the easier alternative. So the fact that your brain already knows this thing you want to do is going to be stressful, is going to be difficult, that is not the part it would want to channel your energy into. It's that one that would make you comfortable. You don't have to stress, you don't have to do too much. That is where your brain would focus all of your energy on. So there's actually a psychology behind it. And one thing about having a plan B is B breeds half-hearted habits. Like no matter how much you tell yourself that you are fully committed to your goals, you are fully committed to your plan, that backup plan would subtly change your behavior. It would subtly change your actions. Things like showing up, things like practicing, things like learning, things like trying to be better for yourself. They become less intentional. Like you're still doing something. When you have an order, you still attend to the person, but there is no drive. You don't have that fire. There is no voice in your head telling you this thing has to work. So that sense of urgency is going to reduce, even if it's just a little bit. No matter how committed you are, no matter how you say, oh, I really want to lock in, I want to focus, this is what I want to do. As far as you have that backup plan, there is no way you would be that person 100%. And most times you find yourself over investing in your backup. Extra schooling, side careers, endless preparation, and before you know it, all of your time and your energy is going into your backup instead of your main plan. Please, I know I've been saying no plan B since the beginning of this video, but I want to point out that burning plan B doesn't mean ignoring wisdom or stability. Now, having a short-term safety net is not the same as a long-term plan B. It's okay to have a side hustle to help you pay your bills, to help put food on your table. That is called survival. But when it becomes a problem, when your side hustle starts competing with your main dream, starts competing with the main thing you're supposed to be doing with your life, that is when it's a problem, and that's when you need to catch yourself and go back to the drawing board. So I know everybody says have a plan B, but I've come here to tell you, burn that plan B. You don't need a plan B. All you need is to focus your time, your energy, be disciplined, and be committed to the plan you already have, and you see how fast and how quickly your plan A is going to take off. Now, the whole point of this video, all the things I'll be talking about from morning till night, the whole point is for me to let you know that I have burnt my plan B, I have burnt my plan C, I have I burnt my plan D down to the last alphabet. I burnt everything down, and this is my only plan. So for those of you that have been saying, Debbie, you don't post enough, don't worry, I am here for you. And for those of you who feel like, Debbie, you post too much, you are disturbing me, I see you everywhere, you never see anything. No, I'm about to show more in your screens times 1 million. So yeah, thanks for watching this video to the end. I hope you had fun, and if you learned something from this video, if you enjoyed this episode, even if it's just a little bit, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And I can't wait to see you in my next video. Oh, and next week we're going to be talking about something really exciting. We're starting a series, and we're going to be talking about etiquette. I don't want to say too much. I just know we're going to be talking about etiquette, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. So, make sure you have your post notification turned on. Do not forget to like this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.